Hey guys, in this video we're going to talk to our friend Joe, Adobo Joe. He's moved here to Dumaguete. He's been here a couple months. We're going to talk about his startup, all the strange things he's bought in so far, and also talk to him about how much he likes Dumaguete or doesn't like Dumaguete, and a girl he met in the mall who told him, "My husband doesn't buy me panties."
Hello guys!
A lot of times we do budget videos and we always say, you know, you can live on X amount of money a month, but you need some startup money. Well, Joe has gone a little bit overboard on the startup and he has this new apartment that he's rented. He's been here how long now?
2 months and 9 days.
2 months. He's paying 35,000 pesos a month and he has really fixed the place up. Your expenses.
A little more than I anticipated.
No way.
But that's because once I started, I couldn't stop. You know, I decided I'm just going to make it exactly how I want it. I don't care. Try to be done with it. And, you know.
So you're making this a long-term investment here. Even though it's a rental property, you're putting a lot of money, not in the property, but in items that you purchase from the property.
Yeah. I signed a 2-year lease. So I'm here for.
And he's got a good owner. This was a good deal here. So what were some of the things you bought since you've been here on your startup?
It was partially furnished, so it was furniture only. So I had to buy plates, glasses, silver, you know, everything for the kitchen, appliances, microwave, sheets, pillows, towels, you know.
All that stuff. I see.
All.
I'm going to show you guys here in the kitchen. You see he has a microwave. He has a toaster oven, a coffee pot, lots of plates, cups, mixing bowls. He's got a fancy rack over the top of the sink, and he has knives and spatulas. He has everything you need and spices. And you can see right here behind me, he's got his own little sorry store full of little things. And Janet, she's jealous. He's got beer nuts. And then outside, he has an amazing outside. And he has a motorbike. We have the motorbike cost too.
About $2,000 for the bike.
And you bought yourself a wash machine.
I did.
Janet's really, take a look at this wash machine, guys. Janet's jealous. So what's the story on the wash machine?
My neighbor decided to move to Cebu with her boyfriend. And when he was here a couple of weeks prior to them making the decision, he bought her a brand new wash machine. Well, she was trying to get rid of it, and she asked me if I wanted to purchase it, and sure. So it was kind of a, you know, spare of the moment thing. She saw me in the backyard. She came to the fence, and she said, "Would you want to buy my washing machine?" I'm like, "Sure, perfect."
So, guys, some of the best deals you can get are when expats move, when they leave an area or they go back to the U.S. and they're selling some of their belongings. So you got a great deal on the wash machine.
I did, yes.
So that's why you have it. And being you have a 2-bathroom on a house there, it has 2 full baths. One of them is the washing room now.
It is, yep. I didn't want to leave it outside, the sun coming through the back where it should be, you know, placed. It's too harsh. So I decided perfect place for it would be in the shower in the 2nd bathroom.
And now he also did something that I find very humorous for a rental. You all follow Paul. Paul bought a Kubo and put it on his property. You see, I have a Kubo where we live, but the owner has that and we use it. But we also bought one for our property, so we have a place to sit, get out of the sun. And you decided to buy your own Kubo.
Yes, I did. That was
why. Leave a comment below. Ask them the same question.
It was a spare of the moment thing. There is a Kubo here on the property, over in the corner, but my place is all fenced in. It's private, and the owner, prior to going back to Canada, she had mentioned something that, well, maybe we should just get you one. Then I started thinking about it. I'm like, well, why not put one out in the front yard for me to sit in, have my own? And they're really not that much.
No, they're about $500.
Yeah. So Sunday I went and found it, and they delivered it this morning.
Delivered. And then he has this fence that they had to carry it over and place the Kubo in the yard on these rocks. But now it's all set up. You're going to hook up a light to it.
I am. I'm going to put a fan out there and a light. Yep.
Do you find yourself outside more than inside, or do you find yourself a nice balance?
Before the Kubo, inside. It's because it's too hot. Now that I have that out there, and once I get the fan, I'm going to be 50-50.
So this neighborhood you're in is pretty quiet, dog barking wise, roosters, chickens.
Very quiet.
Very quiet neighborhood. This is back. This is in Cantil-E. I always tell everybody, Cantil-E is a hidden gem. Everybody thinks Valencia. Everybody's thinking Darwin. Cantil-E is financially, it's one of the richer barangays. The mayor of Dumaguete lives here. A lot of doctors live here.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of nice houses.
Really nice houses. Yes.
Here and quiet, and it's well maintained. But you found this great deal: 2-bedroom, 2-bath, furnished place. The one thing missing, you said, was a TV.
Yes, that's my next purchase. Definitely a smart TV.
It came with a television, but you're going to upgrade.
Definitely, yeah.
And that's what Jan and I did too. We upgraded to a 55-inch, and that's going to run you again another $500.
Yeah,
probably for that.
Yeah.
So let's go over some of the costs you had. You bought the motorbike. It's an NMAX?
No, it's a Honda Click 160.
Honda Click 160, and that was about $2,000 US for that.
Yes.
What was the one biggest expense?
Oh, I would say the bike was the biggest expense. And just everything adding up. It really wasn't one big major expense for anything, but just appliances add up after a while. All of that went,
So when we say $3,500 you spend, that includes the motorbike.
Yes.
Okay, so $1,500 US he's probably spent inside the house here. I don't want everybody to think he spent an additional $3,000.
Right.
So then you had the expense for the Kubo, another $500. So you're about $4,000 on startup money here.
Yes. And I consider the Kubo an investment.
And the Kubo is an investment.
Definitely.
Well, that's like a motorbike. It's an investment.
Yes.
It's something as resale. Do you foresee anything else you need in your startup?
After the TV, I think I'm pretty much done.
So we can safely say to people, 5,000 is a good startup number.
Oh, for sure. Definitely.
Joe's looking for a wife, guys. All you Filipinas out there who watch this video, available, but not taken. Not taken yet.
Not taken yet.
No, we're joking around. But Joe doesn't have a girlfriend yet. Now I called Joe this morning. I told him wear a red shirt. We have to.
That's right.
We have to coordinate. He forgot the message on the black hat, but that's his fault, not mine. Dumaguete as a whole, a lot of people talk negative about coming to Dumaguete, living in Dumaguete. Too many expats. The girls, they're just money diggers, gold diggers. They've all dated all the foreigners that are here. How have you found Dumaguete so far?
I love it. It's awesome.
Just period, love it.
Yep, absolutely. I don't think I'd go anywhere else.
There you go, guys. Not everybody thinks Dumaguete is a bad spot.
No.
When you're traveling around Dumaguete, what are some of the places you go? Do you got some favorite hangouts or just different place every day?
Mostly until I get pretty much established, I just do a little circle. I go to the grocery store, I go hypermart, I'll go to the mall. I'll go down to the boulevard sometime and just walk the water, walk along the edge of the water. The Hideout is a good place for my cheesesteak.
Hideout
sub.
You get fat.
Yep.
Eating at the Hideout.
Red Flower up in Valencia to eat. Nice place to have breakfast. And I'm still learning.
Everything.
Yeah.
You're limited a little bit. Tell us about the registration.
Yes.
On the motorbike.
When you buy a new bike here, registration from the LTO can take 3 months, maybe longer, to get your registration and your license plate. So you have to be careful where you go, because the last thing you want is to end up at a highway patrol checkpoint with no registration.
Where they impound your bike.
They take your bike, yeah. So I'm really careful. I have this very small route where I know I'll be safe. And then once I get my registration, then I'm going to be free to do whatever.
Have you come across a checkpoint yet?
I did.
And
they didn't even pay any attention to me. I just went right through it.
You had your helmet on.
Helmet on,
shoes
everything. Yep. Now they looked at me, but of course there were probably 15 or 20 bikes pulled off to the side, but I didn't pull off. I just went through real slow, and they just gave me a little nod and went right through. Went straight through.
So you take chance sometimes,
Yes.
but most of the times they wave you through.
Right.
You know, the foreigners. Yeah, most people they wave through. If you got your helmet, you got your shoes. That's what they're looking for. You have to give them a reason to pull you over. They're not just going to pull over just looking for a registration. Sometimes they do,
Right.
but most of the time they don't.
No helmet and flip flops, you're getting pulled over.
There you go.
Yep.
And they have a new way of issuing tickets here in Dumaguete. When they write you the ticket, a lot of guys used to just throw them away because they don't have a computer system to track it. Now they're confiscating your driver's license and say when you pay your ticket, you get your license back.
Get your license back. Yep.
So that's a new thing here. People always talk about the girls in Dumaguete. Now you're not really. I'm not going to classify you as somebody that came here looking for girls first. You wanted to situate yourself, but you had to be looking at dating apps now and a little bit of talking to people.
Right. Since I've been here, I have just recently, within the past couple of weeks.
Success? Disappointment?
Kinda. A lot of scammers out there. A lot of name changing and outfit changing out there through the online dating sites. Yeah.
Joe has a story, and I was trying to tell it in another video, but I just couldn't tell it right. But you were in Robinson Mall one day.
Yes.
And the name of the video it was going to be called was I Have a Wife. Or Do You Have a Wife? Something of this nature. And if you've ever been in Cebu walking around Isla Mall, you know the working girls will come by to you and they'll go, "Where's your wife?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a wife?" And even girls, when they want to meet you, it's a great conversation starter. Do you have a wife? And if you say no, they go, "Why not?"
Why not?
They're surprised.
Yep.
But a girl came up to you at the food court on the second level.
The second level, yes.
And what happened?
Totally caught me off guard. She tapped me on the shoulder, wanted to know if I was an American, and I said yes. And then, like you said, "Are you married?" And no, I'm not married. "Do you have a girlfriend?" "No, I don't have a girlfriend." And then she sat down, and the first thing she says is, "My son peed his shorts, and my husband has to take him home." So, I was okay.
She got a husband. She got a kid
Got a
with dirty
kid,
diaper.
yep.
And
And then she looked right at me and she says, "My husband's worthless." And I'm like, okay. And then my husband is so worthless that he can't even buy me panty.
can't afford new panties.
Can't even, my husband's so worthless, he can't even buy me panty. And at that point, I'm looking around saying, okay, where's the camera? Who's set me up with this just, for a video? And no, it was
real.
It was real. Yeah. So that didn't last very long. So
you ended up giving her your phone number.
Yeah.
Big mistake.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. But it was only maybe 3 or 4 messaging back and forth, and then that was it.
That was it. She
Yeah,
got the message quick.
Yeah, that was it. Especially with the whole husband thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to get caught up in that setup, that they do. They're going to set you up and everything. So yeah, it ended pretty quick.
I have a little warning. Don't show new girls where you live right away, where they're going to be knocking on the door
with their laundry and a suitcase.
And a suitcase.
And a suitcase, yeah.
Can I move in?
I know of at least 2 or 3 guys right now that are in that boat, and and once they're in, you can't get rid of them.
We were talking to one guy, and he said he had a girlfriend, but we asked her, did she move in yet? And he goes, no. And then he started telling us about she's doing her laundry every day. She sleeps there every morning. She comes from work and moves in and shows up, and she's had her toothpaste and toothbrush and clothes there. And it was, when the conversation was finished, we both looked at each other and said, she's moved in.
She's there. That's it. She's there. Yeah.
They start with a little bit. Let me just leave some personal items here.
And just like Paul said on one of his videos, "Old dog," I was laughing. Don't even let them leave their toothbrush.
Don't even. Hon, this is yours. You forgot something.
Don't even
Let me
them
drive
leave
to
their
your house
toothbrush.
and give it to you. Yeah. So Jan and I are really proud of what you've done here and accomplished. I think 2 months is a short period of time. Watch the video I did with Joe when he first got here. It'll tell you his background. He's been in the Philippines before. It's not his first rodeo, and he's well prepared for this. And just check that out. And we're going to, during the course of the video, I've shown you some of the things he's bought and how his house looks now. And I'll also leave a link down below in the comments section to show you what the house looked like prior to him moving in. So you get to compare the two. Joe, thanks for your time.
Yes.
And
Lots of
any
fun.
words of wisdom you want to share on the newbies that are coming to Dumaguete?
Prepare, prepare, prepare.
Prepare while you're sitting on the couch, dreaming of being here, chatting that girl. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Until next time.
See ya.